I've just wrapped up the Ubisoft booth tour and I've got to see some pretty cool games, like Rainbow Six is looking really good. The tactical shooter, you can really bring in a lot of depth and strategy into this game. The way you approach the building, rescue the hostage, and also on the defensive side as well, how you set up your defenses. So I've got really high hopes for this game. Hopefully it's not like Rainbow Six Vegas 2 and more like the originals. I also got to see The Division. We had a behind closed doors look at some of the new stuff and how the tablet interacts with the game world. And it's looking really promising. Like all the RPG elements they're showing off, it's got a lot of promise and I can't wait to play it with some co-op, with some mates. Should be really good. Also, the new Assassin's Creed co-op seems to be the name of the day here. So Assassin's Creed, the new co-op, indoors is another big thing with the new Assassin's Creed. French Revolution, you're able to go through all these nice French buildings and some historical landmarks as well. And Tetris is actually a really big surprise as well by Ubisoft. It's coming out later in the year, but it's not a new look on the Tetris formula, but it adds some gameplay elements for competitive games as well, or just like standard Tetris if you do want that as well. As well as that, like Ubisoft is looking really good this year. We had Far Cry 4 as well, did an interview, had some time riding around on elephants, storming some castles, and I don't know, it looks like Far Cry 3 in the mountains, and I think that's okay. Yeah, really pleased with what Ubisoft did this year. Well, EA made a lot of announcements this year, like the new Mass Effect and another BioWare game, along with the Star Wars games, like the Battlefront series. Really keen for that. Unfortunately, it's not at the booth, so it wasn't playable. Still very early in the development, so we got to see some of it at the press conference. But the big games on the show floor were Dragon Age 3, which is looking pretty good. It's much more returning back to the turn-based, a lot more options in how you can build out your party. Hopefully it's more Origins rather than Dragon Age 2. Battlefield Hardline, of course, got to play a bit of that. It's a good bit of fun, still Battlefield, maybe just Battlefield with a different skin. And The Sims 4 as well, the next release in the juggernaut that is the Sims series. They're adding some new emotions and stuff to the characters. Seems like it could be good. I think the main thing to come out of it, the ability to share all your Sims, you can build a really cool house and then just share that really easily. That was a really cool addition. As well as the new EA Sports games, a slew of new improvements with all of those. The NHL game actually looks pretty good, so I'm keen for that. But otherwise, that was EA. Now, Warner Brothers has actually brought a lot of fun games to E3 this year. Like they're remaking Gauntlet, had a bit of hands-on time with that. That was good fun. Needed food badly afterwards, though. It was, yeah. Other games that they brought, Mortal Kombat 10, really gruesome. Like you thought Mortal Kombat 9 was gruesome. This is a step up. They've changed up a few gameplay mechanics as well. Brought in some stuff from Injustice. I don't know, we'll see how that goes. You can play certain characters differently, like Scorpion has slightly different moves now, and we'll see how it all turns out. But Batman is the big thing for Warner Brothers because Rocksteady have brought Arkham Knight, another great Batman game. You can't go wrong with that. They brought in the Batmobile as well, so we'll see how that brings into the gameplay mechanics, how that'll turn out. But another Batman game they brought is the Lego Batman 3, and Lego Batman doesn't change too much. They've brought in some extra stuff, some new characters, they're going into space, but it's a Lego game, so it's going to play like every other Lego game, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. And closing up, Lord of the Rings, Shadows of Mordor. It was interesting. It was an open world take on the Lord of the Rings games. I think the last good Lord of the Rings game I played was Return of the King. That includes their MOBA. Their MOBA wasn't fantastic. But this seems interesting. An open world, you can hunt down the orc bodyguards and get to their chieftains. You can turn them against it. And you're playing this this Gondor knight that was possessed by a wraith. I don't know, we'll see how it works out. The dialogue and stuff, it's a bit iffy, but it was good fun from when I played it. But that's it from Warner Brothers.